Joining us now is Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison. Sir, thank you very much for your time tonight. I know this is a very fraught time and a difficult and busy time for you.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be with you.
Just tell us in basic terms why you made this decision to add this additional charge for Officer Chauvin.
Because after researching, we've looked and found additional evidence. We continue to investigate. We had, medical examiner evidence coming in. We reviewed tape, and we came to the conclusion that these charges were warranted. The second-degree murder charges were supported by the facts, which we believe we could prove in a court of law. And then the additional charges against the other three, is very clear that the assault, which ended up being a murder, was aided and abetted by these officers in many ways, not only by sitting on him, but including that by watching out, by failing to render aid. There were a number of failures, despite the fact that he had multiple pleas for help. The crowd was asking for Mr. Floyd to get help, and those pleas were ignored long after he had become absolutely defenseless and unresponsive. So those things, I think, support the charges, and the facts that we have been gathering support those charges.
Let me ask, it's been a couple of days since you were brought in to take over this case, this investigation, these prosecutions. Are you saying that you looked at evidence that the county attorney didn't look at when he made the initial decision to charge Officer Chauvin with third-degree, not second-degree murder? Or is it that you looked at essentially the same evidence that the county attorney looked at, but you interpreted it differently than he did?
Additional evidence had come in since then. In fact, County Attorney Mike Freeman and I have been in contact. He's a partner in the case. And so with the new evidence we've seen, the evidence we acquired, and with some fresh eyes altogether, we decided jointly that these were the right charges on all four. In fact, I will tell you this, Rachel, we're continuing to investigate. We're continuing to gather information. I am absolutely confident that these charges are supported by the facts that we can prove in court, but we remain on the lookout for more evidence. And we've asked people, if you have more videotape, you have more information about this case, we're hoping that people will continue to come forward and that we can continue to find out more about what really happened at 38th in Chicago in the city of Minneapolis about 9 days ago.
I know that you are constrained by how much detail you can give us about the evidence of the case because this all has to happen in court. But one of the things that we talked about a few days ago when we spoke was the issue of body camera footage. And we know from the criminal complaint that we believe all of the officers involved here not only were wearing body cams, but they were on. Can you tell us if the evidence from those body cameras on all of the officers is important evidence, and if the public should expect to ultimately see that before the trial, or if that will not be something that will be made publicly available?
Well, I can tell you that it is very important. It was a factor in our considerations. I can tell you that I just don't know what the timeline is for releasing that information, but I do hold the value of transparency very highly. I think it's important. The public does have a right to know, but from my standpoint, a higher value is securing convictions against these four defendants.
There is almost no history in Minnesota of convicting police officers for crimes on the job. There's obviously one very high-profile exception to that in recent years in which a black officer was convicted after shooting a white woman on the job. But aside from that, Minnesota police officers don't tend to get convicted, even when, in the rare instance when they do get charged. Do you feel yourself sort of up against the weight of that history, and do you feel like your office has a clear view of how to get around that lack of precedent?
Yes, I do. But let me tell you, I just remind people of the difficulty of these cases, because when they see the tape, to them, it's just so clear. But I say, you know what? but the way this plays out in the courtroom is going to be different. And people who are, social justice advocates who have strong views about this case probably will not make it onto the jury. And that's just the way we do jury selection in the United States. You have to pretty much say that you can keep your mind open and don't have any preconceived notions. So that jury will be comprised of people who probably weren't out at the rallies. So it is very important that folks understand that these cases are not easy, but it's also important for people to understand that this case, these 4 defendants should be convicted. They did the conduct that violated these criminal statutes, and I would not have charged them otherwise, and they should be convicted. And we will work to make sure that they are.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison now leading the prosecution in the George Floyd murder case, again announcing new charges today against the lead officer in that arrest and the other 3 officers who were on the scene. Sir, I know it's a really busy time. Thanks for taking time to help us understand tonight. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.